Hello everyone. Let's test if the sound is working before we begin anything. Yeah, it's working there. 1 2 1 2 testing. Yeah, that's working there. Let's just check on YouTube quickly. It's a bit of a delay, isn't there? Yeah, anyway, that's fine. Delay or not. Let me just put that on mute now. Welcome, Serkan. Hi there, mate. Hey, assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi Stella, you okay? Serkan Dogan, I'm eating chicken at this time. Well, do you know what? I have a question, Serkan. How comes you always post chicken stuff? Are you obsessed with chickens? By the way, can you hear me, or is it very loud for you? Stella, because you were saying earlier that it was pretty quiet last time. Is it better now, or is it like distorted or anything? I'm trying to test that out as well, actually. How comes you always post chicken stuff? He is a chicken fan. Oh, fair enough. That's my food. Yeah, I love chicken as well. I always eat chicken. I started to eat a lot of meat as well, beef and stuff. Can't blame him, no. Okay, great. That's good. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Jutan Al-Ahmed. If you didn't know who I am, if you do, thank you for knowing me, and you'll probably subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing. So the last live that I did, that was a bit of a odd one. It wasn't actually planned or anything. It was more of an emergency update, if people didn't know. It was regarding a tangent vulnerability, a potential exploit, but they basically sorted it out quickly. They put a fix in quickly, so well done to them. Watch that previous stream if you're interested, just to understand what the bug was. But yeah, so last stream as well, I also mentioned my ideal plan is to try and stream twice a week. Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading the comments as well. So yeah, so my ideal plan is to try and stream twice a week. I did say on Saturday and Wednesday. However, I've just recalculated a few things. I'll do one on the weekend around this time, work permitted, and once in the week. So Wednesday ideally is what I'm aiming for. You'll obviously see when I'm uploading the stream, and you can click on the notify me button to be notified when I do stream. Yeah, basically. But yeah, so just a quick disclaimer here before we begin. I am no tax advisor, no legal advisor, no financial advisor, no advisor of such. That is not me. I'm just a normal individual giving my opinion about stuff. So yeah, do be cautious, okay? Take my content with a cup of tea, and yeah, it's not real, like, it's philosophical. That's what I want to put it as, okay? Because for example, today I want to go through a few bits, and the plan is to just, yeah, so the plan is regarding all of this live streaming content, as I already mentioned, it's to try and bond more with the community. As I can see some two people already commenting, so yeah, in the future we'll want some more people to. By the way, if you have any questions, do ask, because at the end of this whole stream I'll be answering them. I'll most likely favorite them while we're going along, so I can get back to those. And yeah, if people are just chatting in the chat, they're just chatting. But yeah, so the main aim of this is just to bond more with the community, and like just look at the week regarding Bitcoin and crypto and hopefully just interesting stuff that I saw throughout the week or whatever, because I'm always like on X and stuff. Let me just show you my screen now. So yeah, I'm coughing and everything. I'm not actually well. Even last week, you probably saw like I've got a blocked nose and stuff. Yeah, you probably don't want to hear more about that. But anyways, before we do begin, I don't know if any of you guys have something called NOSTR. I just keep on promoting this because basically I didn't really touch into it properly last time. This is my Nostra address. Do feel free to follow me and join me there. Just to give you a quick understanding of what Nostra is, it's a decentralized social network. So it's a protocol. And Primal, for example, is a UI. There's other ones as well, like Amethyst, I believe, and Damus or something like this. I use Primal. But basically, you have a private key, and that's basically your password, and then your username. It's your username and password basically, and your username here is your public key that you can share with other people. It's decentralized. What do I mean? There's basically nodes or relays as they call it, and when you submit a message like a note, like for example, like I will say, "Good morning. Are you bullish enough today?" Because this is that you're not bullish enough, stream lol. But like, so if I just say hello, streaming right now, and then I can just post it. It posts it onto like a relay, and then on that there's relays here, right? I'm connected to 13, and then because it hits these relays, it's not deletable. You can't be censored like you can on other social media platforms. There's many people that have been getting banned and stuff on X and or whatnot. But yeah, you can't get banned on this. Your private key is what you basically need to look after, because if you don't look after your private key, GG, somebody's got access to your account, is compromised. And these UIs are, there's obviously many UIs over the protocol. So even say with this private key, I can go to a different UI and log in, and I'll have my same notes and stuff because it's on a relay. Ideally, to be completely basically stuck into it, you should have your own relay, as I do. Lol. Have your own relay, because when you send send messages there, you have a backup. Basically, that's what it is. I think this is the best quality dark theme stream on YouTube. Oh my days! Yeah, my that's funny because do you know what? It's dark right now and stuff, right? I hope to make it lighter in the future. I've got some plans of some stuff, but I don't really want to change it. I like the layout. I don't know if anybody else does, but yeah, I like the way the layout and stuff is right now. But anyways, yeah, that's Nostr. Let's come. So I've got so many tabs here. I don't know if I'm going to be going through all of them, but we'll go through them one at a time. So I just wanted to show some of these things. So I don't know if people know this. If you bought one Bitcoin 10 years ago, it would be worth one Bitcoin. Let that sink in. Obviously, we know here that let that sink in is got to do with that Elon meme when he bought X, acquired X, the hostile takeover lol. But yeah, what this is, this has deeper meaning. That's why I'm trying to show you this. Basically, one Bitcoin people and maxis or whatever, we believe. Oh, sorry, well, I shouldn't say we, because I don't really fit in the criteria, do I? Basically, Bitcoin maxis and anybody that understands Bitcoin, you understand that you don't really compare Bitcoin to fiat. Fiat as in dollars, pounds, yen, euros. Because one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. You can break it up as divisible. Like the way a British pound is, 1 pound is 100 pence. Correct? So, one Bitcoin 10 years ago would be worth one Bitcoin now, because ideally in the future, right, if we think about it, and what I always say, I personally think that Bitcoins are going to become legal tender in the future, maybe in the next 20 years. As you know, I'm hodling for the next 20, 30 years. Probably when I'm dead, my kids are going to get it or whatever. I'll favorite that Sirkan, and then I'll answer that at the end. So yeah, you need to look at Bitcoin as Bitcoin rather than Bitcoin's worth. I think it's worth like $97,000 right now. Let me just quickly check here. Yeah, $98,000 right now it's worth. So does it matter? Yeah, it does to a certain extent, in the sense that you obviously need to use fiat in this day and age to buy things. But as I said, in the future, when Bitcoin becomes legal tender and hopefully it's not as volatile, yeah, you can buy everything you want with Bitcoin, and there'll hopefully be no tax implications or anything like the way it is right now. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to anybody's attention, that one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. Forget fiat. Fiat, when you're investing in Bitcoin, you shouldn't even really think of fiat, because people that invest normally in Bitcoin understand that fiat is just depreciating every day. It's just such a depreciative asset, yeah, or a currency. Whereas Bitcoin, there's another guy called he's a chartered financial advisor, CFA. Forgot his name, Ranjan or something. Basically, his stuff has come out. He posted something the other day, and there was a good calculator to use to see if you owned X amount of Bitcoin in the next 10 years, if it increased by 20 or 30%, right, every year, how much can you live with? And like in 10 years, realistically, with like 0.5 Bitcoin, you could like retire in most countries. Lol, it's crazy. Something to look into. As I always say, do your own research, yeah. Anyways, let's come on to this post here. So the reason I wanted to mention this was because this is a bit oldish, but it's a bit funny. So this is the CEO of Google. So they introduced something called Willow, a chip. Yeah, our new state-of-the-art quantum computing chip with a breakthrough that can reduce errors exponentially as we scale up using more qubits, cracking a 30-year challenge in the field. In benchmark tests, Willow solved a standard computation in under 5 minutes that would take a leading supercomputer over 10 to the power 25 years, far beyond the age of the universe. Okay, let me just sip some tea and I'll come to this. A big gulp to talk a bit. Basically, there was a scare amongst people that don't understand anything, sorry to say, that apparently, the comment here, well, Bitcoin is dead, fun while it lasted. Obviously, this guy's trolling, right? But basically, Bitcoin, people were worried, SHA-256 with this new qubit and quantum stuff, can it break SHA-256 and basically get everyone's private keys, right? The truth is, you need millions of qubits to break it right now, and potentially in the next 20 years or something. Yeah, the supercomputers can increase, but people forget that with technology advancing, Bitcoin will also advance. You can also change the algorithm, you can change the encryption standards, you can change stuff like this if many people vote for it, right? It's completely decentralized, Bitcoin is. And there is no threat, to my opinion, because to keep something like Bitcoin alive, everybody's going to work together. Maybe you can argue, right? A worry is, say, if, like, the way governments and stuff are buying Bitcoin now, it gets a bit worrying because obviously, I'm not pro. Okay, I am pro government adoption to a certain extent, because obviously we want regulation, we want it to be legal tender. But the way they print money, governments print money, so they can just scoop up so much Bitcoin, and I'm really against that, because I need many, 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 many more other people, especially people that need it, to acquire it, so they can break free from the shackles of modern slavery, right? So that I say this at the end of my every video. How will the problem of sovereign contracts affect security of Bitcoin? The thing is, as I mentioned here, I personally think so. Serkan, so you put a question. Let me see if I can put that there. Yeah, it does show it. It's a bit. I may have to let me come to that later because it's a bit messy on the screen. I'll put a star there. But yeah, so quantum computing, I don't really think is a threat. Technology will advance, Bitcoin will advance, the community will advance. Everybody in the community wants Bitcoin to succeed. We want decentralization. It's the best way of holding assets. You control it. Where everybody's tired of being controlled. Nobody wants that. Problem is, you have to be controlled in this day and age until you break free, right? And yeah, wealth does help with that, but some also, I would argue, it's also a mental game too. Mentally, are you free? I'm a like a really big advocate of mental freedom. Just this is like a cure to many illnesses and stuff. Just being content and understanding how the world works. It's tough. This world is tough, and quantum computing, I don't really think it's a threat. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Um, regarding the smart contracts, I'll come to that. It's going to be the same answer. I don't think it's a threat. I think it'll advance smart contracts, Solidity, for example, on making NFTs or on Ethereum, for example. Uh, it'll be people will just figure out different ways, right? That's just the way it is. It's like any company in this day and age. You come to a problem and then you solve it. I don't think the quantum computing will exceed the rate of people's actions, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. If it doesn't, I'll try comment later. Anyways, this is once again Bitcoin, right? That's one of my key focuses because I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's my go-to thing. If anybody invests in anything, Bitcoin's a thing to invest in my opinion. So so the Bitcoin conference posted this, but Jack Mallers, it was actually an interview that he was having. And if you don't know who Jack Mallers is, he owns the company called Strike. He's a Bitcoiner, Bitcoin maxi. I don't know if he's a double or triple maxi, but he's he owns Strike. Strike is an exchange platform for Bitcoin only. He's such a great guy in the sense that he's trying to make Bitcoin easily available for everybody. So if you don't know what Strike is, definitely research it after this video. I will be explaining it here anyways. But Strike, for example, you can only buy Bitcoin. He's trying to advance it every other day, and you can do dollar cost averaging. So a DCA strategy with it, you can buy hourly, weekly, daily, monthly, bi-weekly, and after you buy it, after 7 days, there is no more fee. He doesn't charge fees to people because you're using the DCA strategy to accumulate, and he wants everybody to accumulate and this to be adopted, as in Bitcoin to be adopted worldwide. Furthermore, he also allows auto withdrawals from the Strike app, and just to add to that, free withdrawals. So you don't even have to pay the mempool fee or the Bitcoin transaction fee because he does it under batches, for example. Such a great guy in that sense that he's really helping in the space to get Bitcoin adopted, right, to the general public. I'll come to that second. Anyways, so he's one of his quotes that he said recently in one of his interviews. No man should work for what another man can print. That's so deep if you think about it, because what are we working for, right? We work for fiat, what a government's printing. Jack basically I believe he pays all the employees and stuff in Bitcoin. It's fully Bitcoin ecosystem there. He doesn't own any fiat. That's what he says. So no man should work for what another man can print. I completely agree with that statement. Why? Because if another man can print something, he can have control over you. Okay, because he controls the supply. Does that make sense? Whereas if somebody, for example, in Bitcoin, there is no owner. There was a creator under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, but we don't know who he is. And even if we did know who he is, right, it doesn't really make a difference, okay? Because it's mathematical. Bitcoin is a computer system, right? It's a protocol in the like Bitcoin Core and stuff. It's there. It's code. Okay, so it's not a specific person controlling it, and that's amazing. That's like the highest form of a hard asset, because nobody can manipulate it. Yes, you can argue that these whales and stuff are manipulating it um, with their accumulation, but the real deal is, because it's decentralized, you have full control over it. There's so much more freedom to you, and I'm all in for freedom. I'm all in for freedom of choice, freedom of what, just do you just being able to do what you want to do. Obviously, as long as not breaching laws and stuff, is within the bound of laws. But freedom, like I don't also agree with when I say freedom, I don't also mean like being rude and having antisocial behavior to other people, right? Um, Definitely criticizing and debating, 100%. I agree with that. How else will you learn? But just cyber bullying and stuff, obviously, I don't agree with any of that. I'll come to these as well, Serkan. Thank you for asking so many questions. We're gonna have a bit of a session a bit later. Anyways, that's my opinion on this. Jack Mollers, if you don't know him, he's already here, so do follow him. Great guy. Just check his stuff out. He seems really down to earth as well. I don't know him. I've never met him. I don't really know anybody in the Bitcoin space, in the sense of I have no friends really that are in Bitcoin. That's the crazy thing. It's such a small space as well. There are no Bitcoiners that I know. There are no people really in crypto as well. Like all of these alt crap coins, right? Nobody's really in that. Everybody, what I've noticed, is just going into memes and stuff like that. They just straight up gambling. They want quick money. That's what people are striving for, quick money. I don't really agree with that. Yeah, you can try and stuff, but it's too high risk. I'm talking about long term here. Long term, for wealth for future generations. If you're struggling right now, yeah, fair enough. You should probably, well, you shouldn't do memes, if I'll be honest. You should look into stuff which has potential growth in the utility, maybe. Bitcoin. Anyways, Bitcoin, you should have a hodl bag for the future, saved, like your savings. If you didn't already know, by the way, um, every 30th of the month I release a video regarding a research project that I'm doing. I'm putting in £100 a month or equivalent into Bitcoin to see if it's a better option. Basically, the answer that I'm looking for is it a better option than investing in a pension pot that the normal people in society do now? Obviously, £100 isn't really a lot. A lot of people put like £700-800 over £1,000 into the pension. But I know when I was much younger, with my first job and stuff, my fiat job, I was probably putting in like £30-40. So £100, I just averaged it out to the average norm, right? But that's something you guys can keep track of and watch. Do check that out, and do subscribe to my channel if you want to get that update. Click on that notification bell button or whatever. But yeah, so that's going to be an interesting project. It's already really interesting. Do watch my last video. It's seriously interesting. I love it. That's just me, anyways. I'm just tagging all these questions. Hopefully, I'll come to them. Anyways, Vivek for real. I don't actually know who this guy is. I've seen he posts a lot of stuff. Hold on. Tweets daily by Bitcoin founder of BitGrow Lab, reporter, advisor. Okay, is an individual. Anyways, this is interesting. It's not actually true. I'll explain what I mean. So, if you didn't already notice, like I have a BitTax there. It's a solo miner. I have it on a solo pool, right? What that basically means is I'm mining Bitcoin under solo, which means if I ever mined a block with the hash, right, and I got the hash correct, I'd mine the block with the fees. Somebody did, right, in the solo mining pool. Solo CK, that's basically a solo mining pool. There's another way of doing it, by the way. You can do it as part of a solo pool, but it's actually a pool where you're getting sats per day under the hashing power that you're contributing. Obviously, I don't do that because you'd probably get like 30 to 50. Somebody actually asked that question on my on one of my YouTube videos yesterday or the day before, whatever. I answered him there. I think it was the Bitac solo mining video, so do watch that if you are interested in that. It's good for decentralizing the network and helping the whole ecosystem out, right? But yeah, this person here, I believe he had a really high hashing power, and he's probably had like a couple of thousand worth of what do you call it, bit axes. So this wasn't true, but it was in the sense that he was using solo mining pool, so he had quite a few stuff. But yeah, he got 3.195 Bitcoin, so it was 3.125 Bitcoin as the block, and then the rest, the 0.07 Bitcoin as mining fees. Oh, there we go, total fee $6,785. So $311,000 is what he got. How much did his mining hardware cost, right? Anyways, that's just a quick thing I just wanted to show you here. It's interesting, right? It's just so amazing. Imagine these are KYC free. This is like, because you're helping the system and hashing, you're rewarded for it. Proof of work, right? I got a video coming out regarding that as well, what the difference proof of work and proof of stake is. Amazing. Anyways, let's quickly have a look here, right? MicroStrategy. Oh my days. As you all know, I'm an investor in MicroStrategy as well. If you didn't already know, you can go on my website here and click on Asset Portfolio, and yeah, I'm fully open with everything that I invest in and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, do have a look at that if you're interested one day or not. But yeah, that's that there. So MicroStrategy, it's gone down by so much. Look at that. It was what, $473. It's come down. And don't forget, right, MicroStrategy's they're basically, I think it's like two times or three times the price of Bitcoin in the sense of how much you get. However, because MicroStrategy allows people to transfer their money from the other funds to MicroStrategy, they're obviously saving on like taxes and stuff like that. That's what is really good for people that are already wealthy. Do I recommend buying MicroStrategy stock? I personally, if you're not super wealthy, Bitcoin's the way to go. That's my opinion. You should always get some Bitcoin because the raw assets can go straight into self-custody, and yeah, have it on your hardware wallet, and so you have full control over it. Yeah, watch my videos on my YouTube. I got so many, and if you still need help, I also do one-to-ones on my channel. Not on my channel, sorry, with you. If you need that extra hand, like if you go on my website again, I've got so much stuff on my website, don't I? But yeah, you can basically book a consultation with me. Just click here, or you can go into here, book a workshop, the same page. Okay. But yeah, like basically, self-custody is a huge thing. Okay, don't underestimate that. Don't leave your stuff on exchanges or whatever. If you're not super wealthy, I don't recommend buying any MicroStrategy. Go straight into Bitcoin, because they're basically buying Bitcoin. That's basically what they're doing, right? But the thing is, if you have a lot of funds and you've already got, I don't know, 10,000 or whatever in your funds already, you can transfer it over and just like make a pie or something and just split it up. You can do something like that. I've got a pie as well, but yeah, that's like on my website. Sorry, I'll look at the comments soon, and basically I'll go through it all because it looks like there's quite a bit. One other thing that I wanted to go through, I believe it was here. Yeah, so Cointelegraph, obviously, like a news outlet for crypto news. Bitcoin ETF inflows rebound 6 week high. Do you know what? I'm not going to really cover this right now because I just think, like, just so you know, MicroStrategy, they basically pledged for the next 3 years they're going to be putting in billions of dollars into Bitcoin, which means it should, say if it does drop and retail comes out, retail isn't even fully in yet. Like you can even Google like keyword searches and Bitcoin. It's not even really that high right now. But basically, MicroStrategy can be putting in quite a bit of money into Bitcoin over the. Michael said it's just accumulating rapidly. he's found a money glitch, lol. He's found a hack to basically generate more money and just buy Bitcoin. And the thing is, Bitcoin, you just grab it and that's it. Like self custody, it's yours. Anyways, one quick thing I did want to look at before I go into questions and stuff. Here, right, a lot of people have been talking about this. So there's actually an article here regarding a shooting star. Okay, let me see if this article has anything like that shows it. Yeah, blah blah blah. It's not really showing it here. Okay, so just to explain. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong page. Just to explain quickly, right? A shooting star is basically this here. It goes up and then it comes down like an inverted hammer, and then it comes down, and that's basically what's happened here. That means there's a lot of sell pressure. Usually when there's a shooting star, it's a bearish sign. It'll come down, and this happened here. Boom, 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 down, boom, and then bear market, right? That was a bear market, and then it's going into a bull. People can argue that it's been a bull market since January 2023. Yeah, I don't believe that. I think. By the way, I don't really provide any technical analysis or anything. There's all speculation at the end of the day because nobody really knows. That's the truth. One piece of advice really is that, when you're trading and stuff, there's a lot of psychology involved. Okay, to anybody that's wanting to start out on trading and stuff, there's a lot of psychology involved. Really research into that, and obviously all the patterns and stuff. And anyways, here we can see the fact that if I zoom out, right, I always zoom out. This is a monthly chart, monthly calendar. People are saying, "Oh, is this it? This is the high," because obviously it's hit here, yeah, and that line there makes it seem like we've hit the high. One thing we need to also understand is, right. Sorry, it's all the tea. Yeah. So one thing what we need to understand is every month that goes by, it's increasing. Do you get what I mean? Where that line goes to. Now, who said that it can't go above and then come back and settle there in a month? Because that's the whole point. Look at this. It went up and it came down. That's the whole point of these, what do you call it? Of the volatility, right? That's the legendary volatility. I already predicted in my previous that I think it's going to 182, like £240,000, which is around, let's say $240,000 to 300,000. That's a long way away, right? That's like me saying that potentially I'm expecting to go up to here. Okay, but what you need to understand, right, which is what I look at. This is all speculation, obviously. This is just my thought process. I'm just trying to explain to you, and I'm most likely probably will be wrong. Don't listen to me and be like, "Oh yeah, JBINZALA said this. Let's buy, like that meme lol." Don't do stuff like that. I'm just speculating. I'm just trying to figure out stuff. I'm just looking at it. Do I sell Bitcoin? No, I don't. I don't sell Bitcoin. Okay, I only accumulate Bitcoin. So, does this chart really matter in the sense of long term, short term for me? No, it doesn't. I like looking at the charts. Okay, so anyways, it went up, went a bit down, and then here, and then that was the bull, right? Because that's 2019, 2017, the halving happened. 2016, 1 year later, the bull, boom, yeah, it went to what, $19,000-$20,000, and then it came down, and then that was a bit of the bear, and then it went up a bit, great. Then he went bull again, 2020 halving, and then he went 1 year later. Then it come down to, I don't know why this happened. There was a lot of stuff. It was COVID, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of stuff happening. People are saying that it should have gone higher. Don't listen to people. That's another great piece of advice. All these influences and stuff, right? There's a few ones which are honest. I don't really follow that many influencers, if I'll be honest, because at the end of the day, I trust my own judgment. I really do my own research and stuff. It's great to follow genuine people, in my opinion, right? Like, if you thought I was a genuine person, like, not trying to, I don't know, shill you coins and stuff like that, which I don't do, but like, watch my content, you'll understand. Yeah, subscribe. These are the type of people that I subscribe to, right? And I want to keep in touch with and look at. And yeah, because it's nice, they're genuine people. They're most likely people that I can even hang out with and like chill with and not like have any really disputes with, got similar personalities or whatever. Anyways, influencers saying, oh, this is another word, right? Influencers use that. Just makes me laugh. Super cycle. What is this super cycle? What are you talking about? Like, listen, there's psychology involved. Okay, there's the government's controlling stuff, and there's people's psychology. Okay, that's what I believe in. But yeah, here what happened? There was COVID. People had a lot more disposable income. Why did it go down and then it went back up? Okay, anyways, it's gone up. I don't know why. Okay, it really went up before the halving. That was crazy, right? Halving happened in April 2024, and then it went above all-time high. That's never happened before, right? That's a bit weird. Does that mean that it's not gonna follow it's not gonna go above this? I don't think so, because personally, people talk about face melted gains, right? And that's what I basically think is gonna be happening. It could. Can it go like that? Would that make any sense? It wouldn't, right? Or would it? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. A lot of people are going to be selling around 120, I believe. That's what's going to be happening. Let's be honest, the next 6 months or what, until June. Let's say until March, April, I think people are going to be selling a lot. Will it come back down to a bear market? Donald Trump's going to be inaugurated on 25th, I believe. It's going to go up. I personally think. I was thinking that it'd hit around 300, but I really don't know now. I am going to say that it is, because at the end of the day, it just needs to pump a bit and then come down. And I personally believe there will be bear markets again. People are saying that, oh, there's not going to be any more bear market, this and that. I don't agree with that. There's always a bear market. Yeah, there can be just understand, right? Bitcoin's always gone up, okay, over time. So that's what I look at. I look at time. So in time, it will always go up, okay? Anyways, I hope that gave you some information, right? Let me put that to a side. Just give me a sec. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go through some questions and stuff now, and we'll have a chat. Sorry if I wasn't really chatting to everybody. I was just looking at my screen. Lol. By the way, like Serkan, you said there, yeah. Let's give him more questions so I can hit 1 hour. My aim is to have these as like 30 minutes of me just chatting about stuff, like going through a bit of things, and then 15 minutes of just quick question and answer. So because I'm doing it in between like other work and stuff as well, so it's like I'm just trying to give some more time to the community and like just to say hi basically and chat to some of you, tell you what I found a bit interesting. Maybe you find that interesting. Maybe we could start a conversation about that. Just have a quick chat, and then yeah, it'll be good. But yeah, anyways, let's look at this. Sounds better this time. All my ledger salary goes to chicken. All good. Jutin is trying not to laugh. Yep, correct. Let the man do his stream, Lamau. Lamfao. I don't know if you guys have watched that. I think the best quality document. Yeah, I've already read that. Thank you. Exactly. Then the first question be from me. What advice do you give to? Okay. I don't even know why. Hold on. 2025 will be. Okay. How my macroeconomics factor looks. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Okay. I've just favoritized some so we can go through it. Serkan Dogan, thank you for many questions that you have provided. Let the first question be from me. What advice would you give to those starting out in crypto? First and foremost, I always say do your own research, right? Look at a reputable exchange. Okay. When I say reputable, I mean just write top 10 exchange in the world for crypto assets. and then you can go on to them that's eligible for your country, right? You can buy crypto through there. I never recommend buying meme coins. It's straight up gambling. You can make a lot of money from it, but as you can if you like put all your money on black, right, and roulette. But basically, I don't really believe in meme coins. Meme coins is more related to trends and a community. It's community driven. I always advise look into the assets that you want to invest in. There's just to also clarify, there's Bitcoin, then there's crypto. Bitcoin, I would say, anybody that's starting in crypto, you need to think about: do you want it long term? Do you want it short term? Do you want to make quicker money, or do you want to make a savings? Right? If you're trying to do savings stuff, Bitcoin, hold it, hodl it. That's my opinion. Hodl it for the next 20 years or whatever. Buy some other assets as well if you want, because they may have potential. Why not? Right? Because at the end of the day, diversifying is good in my opinion. I would say go fully into Bitcoin and have a bit of money in other stuff. Like you would have a property and stuff like this, right, to live in or whatever, that's still appreciating in value. But Bitcoin's the main thing. Look into utilities as well. Some of them are good. Some of them have real life functions, real world functions. And self custody is really, really important. Like if you have over $1,000 in crypto, self custody, you need to have it, because that kind of asset over the next 20 years can appreciate so high. I don't really know about all the altcoins. Bitcoin, I think, will be there forever. All the altcoins, they may die. That's why self custody, if you have Bitcoin, make sure that you own the keys, because there's a saying, not your keys, not your coins. If you don't own the keys, then you don't have that money, right? It's not yours. The exchange owns it. I've got a video coming out soon regarding what is an exchange, just so you can comprehend and understand the fact that you don't actually own the crypto assets. The exchange does, the stay private key. You're just using their platform to on and off ramp. Anyways, yeah, self custody. That would be my advice to anyone that's starting out new in crypto. Definitely do your own research. You need to. Anyways, another question. How will the problem solving of quantum... Okay, so I already answered this. I believe that whilst quantum computing basically increases, smart contracts and code will become better to mitigate any of this stuff. Security of Bitcoin, as I already mentioned, there's a huge community-driven aspect here. Nobody's going to let Bitcoin go down unless it's fully controlled by government and they impose laws saying, yeah, you can't. So that's another aspect, right? I think that might happen in the future. It's a bit of a worry that, like, the way there was an executive order to take away all of your gold, there's potentially, that'll probably happen maybe in like 50 years, 70 years time. Executive order, take everybody's Bitcoin off them. We need the government to control you. Sad reality, right? Probably a war then, civil war. And I'm not talking about Avengers here. Anyways, Serkan again has asked another question here. Unless a new crypto algorithm is developed, the quantum computer cannot solve... Oh, sorry, that wasn't a question, that was a answer. I think the danger may still continue. And even more secure and hard to decipher version, sure. Unless a new crypto is developed. Yeah, but it will do. That's what I'm trying to say here. If quantum computing gets to that level, which isn't anywhere near it, like that willow is like one chip is like does 105 qubits. You need millions of qubits to even break Bitcoin right now. So we've still got a bit of time, and I'm sure there's geniuses out there. Do you get what I mean? They'll sort something out. Not me, other intelligent people. Circon again. Sorry. If it is revealed who Satoshi is, there will be a shake-up in Bitcoin's decentralized. No. Why would there be? Because he doesn't control it. There is no CEO. There is no influence. Does that make sense? He'll just be... It'll be the way it is right now, I think. I don't think he ever will reveal himself because there's no benefit to it. But I don't think he'll shake up anything. I think it'll be a moment of history where it'll be in the history books, or this guy created it. Maybe he'll reveal it when he's like 90 years old, just before he dies. Oh, by the way, I'm the creator. Here's the signature, and all my Bitcoin that I have, over 1 million. Just destroying my private key to give it back to the community. Maybe, I don't know. Stella, with predictions of Bitcoin dominance increasing, how should investors approach altcoin investment this year? With predictions of Bitcoin dominance increasing, okay. As we know, when Bitcoin dominance increases, that obviously basically means that there's more investors in Bitcoin, isn't it? It's not altcoin season. Then altcoin season is when altcoin dominance is increasing. That means more people are they're dumping more, they're pumping it into altcoins. I think it depends on where you live, right? Me, for example, my strategy is a bit different. I hodl even altcoins. Like, some people, the ideal approach is, right? The ideal approach is have like 80% of your funds in Bitcoin, 20% in alts. Then when Bitcoin dominance starts to decrease, and you can see in the charts that, oh yeah, it's going to the all-time highs or whatever that you've basically predicted, then start taking money out slowly, DCAing out and throwing it into some alts that you believe is going to also increase because they have value, right? Then altcoins pump, right? Once altcoins pump, take that out, DCA, live your life, and then throw the rest back into Bitcoin, especially in bear markets and stuff, right? And then you accumulate more Bitcoin. The whole aim and objective, majority of people, right, that actually are passionate about this space, is to accumulate more Bitcoin. It's not about the altcoins. The altcoins is just a tool to accumulate more Bitcoin. That's how I think people should approach it. I don't really think it's going to be altcoin season anytime soon. 3-4 more months, I would say, and then altcoin season might. But don't forget, right, when Bitcoin goes up, so does alts. It's not like, oh, Bitcoin's only gone up. It may increase percentage-wise further than an alt, but then there's so many alts, right? You need to understand that as well. It's not like, oh, there's one alt. If you look at, I've been in the space for quite a few years now, right? Since 2019, like properly like looking at stuff. If you look at altcoins and stuff, one pumps, then it goes down, another one pumps. It's like an odd one, like this. Like the other day, HBAR pumped like over 100% or something. Then there was, Ethereum hasn't done anything, has it? It's crazy. Should have sold all my ETH, lol. I don't really care. As I said, like on my investment portfolio as well, I say that everything can go to zero. See it as a loss. Everything can go to zero in life. Okay, it's not just listen. We're all trying to just improve our lives. Do you get what I mean? And for our future generations, mainly, anyways, for me. But anyways, Serkan says, 2025 will be the year of some altcoins. I think 100%. Altcoin season's a real thing. Altcoins will pump. There'll be some that'll probably do 20, 30, 40, 50x. Some already have, if you calculate it from January, right? 2023. 2024 was halving. Then the following year is normally when the bull really peaks. Okay, so 2025 is basically the time. Stella again. Just give me a second. Let me try and move this a bit down. Here's how might microeconomics factor like Federal Reserve policy and global liquidity after Bitcoin's trajectory in 2025? This is so interesting, right? That's a very good question, Stella. By the way, I'm not really that much into economics and stuff like this. I don't even look at news and daily stuff because it's disgusting. Okay, there's so much propaganda. I don't believe in any of it. I just want to stay away and be focused in my life. We only live up to 18, 90 if we're lucky. If really, I'm Muslim, so I believe in the fact I have a destiny and the fact that Death is written for all of us, and we have a lifespan. So realistically, if we're lucky, right, if it's written for us to live up to 90 or whatever, that's where we can live till. And yeah, that's why I keep myself away from all the news and stuff like this. But anyways, regarding the Fed, in my last video on the 30th, Jerome Powell, the chairman, 16th chairman of the Fed, basically said that they can't own Bitcoin. You need to understand, right, the Fed is completely separate from the government. It's crazy. So, I need to recommend a video to you all. There's a lady called Crypto Casey. I came across her video the other day, subscribed to her channel and everything. She released a video regarding what the Fed and stuff is, and I think the title was something about World War III. Is it going to be war or something? It's crazy, like the stuff that she mentions there. The Fed basically control everything because there's a. Do you know what? Let me quickly share something with you. 1 second. I need to go back onto my laptop screen. Sorry. Let me hide that. Okay. But yeah, let me go here. Whoops. Let me take that to the side. Sorry. Let me just show you something. I posted this the other day. Whoops. Oh, hold on. That's my stats. There was a post here that's been giving away. That's interesting. Where is that post? Oh, there we go. I'm skipping it. So I don't know if you guys know, but basically there's been so many, like, they're calling it like attacks, and like, you know, their favorite word with the T. I don't want this video to get like delisted or anything, so I'm not really saying it. But yeah, look here. There was an attack at front of Trump Tower. Looks like fireworks that blew up on a Tesla, right? Cybertruck. The Cybertruck survived. There's quite a few other videos, even more HD. But basically, I was just asking here, who do you think will get assassinated first, Trump or is meant to say Musk? The Federal Reserve won't be letting no pro-Bitcoiner into the office. No chance. But no one in the public is going to do anything about it, right? Because everyone's just slaves in the system. Good game. The Fed even knows it, and any heroes that stand up, they'll be taken down. Crazy video of a Cybertruck blowing up in front of Trump Tower. And this is the quote I'm talking about. Give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws. Mayor Amschel Rothschild. I don't know if you know who the Rothschild is. You need to search this up, okay? But basically, hopefully that gives an answer to your question, which is basically, sorry, let me put it back up. Yeah, so hopefully this gives a bit of an answer to your question, the fact that will it affect Bitcoin's price? I don't really believe it will. I believe if the Fed really want, they'll take over Bitcoin. That's what I think, because they want to control the money. The money is where the power's at. Why? Because if there's somebody that's hungry, they'd go for the food rather than saving themselves. There's like these little memes and stuff. A guy in prison, is he gonna take the key or the bread? They go for the bread rather than freeing themselves. Do you get what I mean? It's a power control thing. It's crazy. It's not good. It's depressing when you think about it. Do your own research. Anyways, I'm just going through some other parts of the chats. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Yep, Serkan, heart, hee. Oh damn, I just spawned here again. Finding my questions, nice. Proof of the live was so nice. I couldn't understand how 1 hour. Oh my days, there's an hour already gone by. That's crazy. That's cray. Do you get what I mean? Let me just put that there because I did want to help somebody else out. They wanted to join the stream, but I think that they weren't really able to. So I'm just gonna post. I'm just gonna go here and post it. 1 second. Let me just go there. 1 sec. Sorry, I know. Just trying to scroll up. So basically, I have a Discord, and on my Discord, people like let me just share my screen here. Hopefully, you'll be able to see that. Sorry, I need to actually change. There's so much stuff. I wasn't prepared for this, lol. It's just that I don't believe he was able to join today, and I wanted to help him out and give him an answer rather than just getting him worried or whatever. So, anyways, this is my Discord server. Whoops, I need to take off so much stuff here, lol. Hold on. It was Beherit. Let me search Beherit from user Beherit. Let's just see here. Okay, it's just up by a little bit, lol. Anyways, Beherit, this is for you. I know that you wanted an answer for this, but basically, you weren't. I told you just come onto my stream and I'll answer for you. But I know the fact that you've been busy and stuff, so fair enough. Before I answer this, I just did want to mention to everybody that I do have giveaways, right? I'll come onto that last actually and go into a bit of details just so people can get involved into this. But anyways, Beherit, I would like to hear your advice on how you would prioritize owning more than one hardware wallet. Would you make backups of your hardware wallet, or do you use each hardware wallet for a separate account? Let's come on to this first. So, prioritize, would you use backups of your hardware wallet, or do you use each hardware wallet for a separate account? Okay, I don't know what you mean by account. If you mean like per crypto asset, no, I wouldn't. Okay, for Bitcoin, yes. So I always advise, I've got videos regarding this, like 5 reasons why you should own multiple hardware wallets. But you should have multiple hardware wallets for different stuff that you want to do. For example, if you look at my video regarding the best cold wallets of 2025, I mentioned 5 hardware wallets actually. One is for like a daily use, the best one, which I always recommend, Tangent. I still recommend them, even though they had that vulnerability and stuff. They're still great for daily use, right? Use my discount code JBINZALA. If you just put that into my website or their website, you'll get 10% off as well. Okay, but yeah, but Tangent basically for daily use, I would say using that. And they've got obviously they support over 5,000 coins and stuff like this, right? Would I make backups of my hardware wallet? I would have multiple. So regarding the separate account, right? The Bitcoin, I would have a separate hardware wallet and private key for the Bitcoin. So seed phrase different for just Bitcoin, because you don't want your account to ever get drained. Okay, especially if you're doing multi-sig and stuff like that, it's gonna be much more difficult. It's not as easy just to drain something like that. However, and then other altcoins or crap coins, right? You should have another seed phrase for that. That's what I would advise, because at the end of the day, you're separating it. And Tangent, for example, you use Wallet Connect, you can connect to decentralized applications, and if that does get drained, don't keep a lot in that. I would basically have like a couple of hardware wallets, one where I have a lot of funds in or whatever, and then transfer over to my daily user, right? If that gets wiped, it gets wiped. Who cares? Okay, it's not who cares. You lose some money, but you don't lose your whole portfolio. Do you get what I mean? That's how I would realistically use it. So now it comes on to the second part that you've asked here. Bitcoin prices are through the roof in comparison in the past to someone new to the scene, and if he has about 300 to 400 invested in crypto, would the cost of a cold card Q or Ledger Flex still make sense for security? I know there are a wide variation in price between the devices on the market now, but will a 500k wallet just be secure as a $50 Tangent versus $400 Ledger Stacks? So, hardware wallets, they have different securities. What you need to look for, first and foremost, watch my, I think you already have actually commented on that, but my best cold wallets 2025. The security is what I would look at. I would never recommend just putting all of your funds in one crypto cold wallet. Have multiple and diversify your funds. Okay, so say if you had 50 Bitcoin, right? I wouldn't say, even with the multisig, I wouldn't say just have one multisig set up and have your 50 Bitcoin. I'd say have two, right? Have 25 Bitcoin in each one. Does that make sense? Just to diversify. Somehow if 3 or 5 or 10 of your private keys were, sorry, your seed phrase was exposed. It's so unlikely, by the way. This is like over better than bank grade security now. But I'm very security conscious, so I wouldn't put all, as you would say, all your pies in one pot. Is that the saying? Something like that. Lol. The $50 tangent, is it what do you call it? Sorry, is it as secure as a $400 ledger stacks? Funnily enough, it is, because a private key is generated on the security chip. So what you need to look at is the security chip, and also firmware. Is it open source? Tangent app is open source. The actual card firmware isn't. However, they use a security chip. As I said, daily user. Okay, Cold Card's completely open source. They've got 2 security chips. I don't believe their security chips are open source, but that's fine. That's a firmware thing, right? For Bitcoin, Cold Card is really up there in the sense of how great it is. That's something I definitely look into. And yeah, they're as secure as each other. There's 500k. I wouldn't keep that in tangent. I'll tell you that now. And as I said, depending on what assets you have. Do you only have Bitcoin? If you do, create a multisig. Look into what multisig is. Actually, I posted something below because somebody did ask about that. So I explained what multisig is. I've also got another video coming out regarding multisig. So do have a look at that as well. But yeah, hopefully that did give you a bit of an answer to your question. But yeah, if you have any further questions or whatever, as I always say, like, well, I might as well go to the page. Like, there we go. As I always say here, right? I've got consultation that you can book if you really need my help and to go into further stuff, because like there's I discussed quite a few things. So yeah, do have a look at that if you're interested. And let's go back onto the normal camera. Lol. It's been quite a bit of a long stream. Let's see if anybody else has said anything. If not, we can conclude this stream. Lol. 1 hour's passed. Okay, yeah, I don't think that's it. So yeah, hopefully you. 1 second, sorry. Yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please do consider subscribing to my channel, staying in touch, and yeah, join the streams. I enjoy chatting to you guys. It's fun. I enjoy answering these questions. If I don't have the answer, hopefully I'll get back to you. I wouldn't just make stuff up. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, do share this video. Do like this video as well. It helps with the algorithm, helps me out. And yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining and everything. And lastly, let's not forget, together, let's break free from the shackles of modern slavery. I'll see you all next time. Take care. My stream will be out soon. Bye-bye.